Hello, welcome back to Meet the Masters for our next lesson. This is Leonardo da Vinci, and we're working on self-portraits, how they did back in Leonardo da Vinci's time. You'll have in your buckets all of your supplies with your construction paper. They're going to need a marker, Q-tips, a little cup for water, glue stick, and some scissors. Also in your drawers that you have, you're going to have sheets of paper regarding facial features and pattern ideas that we're going to draw on the gentleman's hat. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is use our white construction paper, and we're going to draw the beginning of a hat for this time period. So you can look at your paper as it's sitting vertically, finds close to the center, and we'll go up just a little bit, and we'll give ourselves a little mark of where our hat should be, and you can just put a little dot. And again, you have the shapes of the hat in the handouts in your drawers. So we're just going to draw around, kind of looks like, you could call it a hot dog or a banana. And we're gonna start just like this. And again, this is the part of the hat that the gentleman wore. The next thing we're going to do is work on the hat band. And this is going to come in just a little bit on the picture. And you're just going to draw a straight line on each side and then connect them across. The next thing that we're going to do is begin the floppy top part of the hat. And again, they don't have to be exact. You can draw it however you want. And then we'll bring it around and you can add some detail. You can add what they look like, little folds. And then in the hat band itself, we are going to draw a pattern. You have the pattern ideas on your handouts, or the kiddos can do something completely different. The only thing that we don't want to do is start to color in anything solid on our picture. We'll continue our pattern across here. And then another thing that the gentleman wore in this time period, they could do feathers or buckles on their hat. So we'll go ahead and begin a feather, and with just quick strokes, we'll bring it in. And make a feather. All right, that looks good. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start on the hairline for the gentleman. And it's easy if you just follow where your hairband lines are, the hat bands are, and come straight down and then begin your hairline, and just, you can draw a squiggly line down. Again, we're gonna come over here and we'll draw another squiggly line. And this is gonna complete the hairline for our person. The next thing that we're going to do is start on the facial features. So if you look somewhere in the middle here, we can put a little, somewhere in the middle, and we'll put our finger, we'll go up just a little bit and make a dot, and that's gonna be the tip of our nose. And then just under our finger, we'll put a little dot, and this is going to be the mouth. And then if you go to the nose dot and put 3 fingers and another dot, this is going to give us our nose and then the beginning of our eyebrows. So we'll follow the line and we'll make a soft L to begin our nose. The next thing that we want to do is start with our eyebrow. We're going to go back to the top of the nose and bring it across. And on the other side, we're going to try and match it in the shape and the length as best as we can. And we'll begin our eyebrows. The next thing that we'll do is we'll draw the shape of the eye. We will draw with closed eye on this portrait. So just a stretched out U, you can describe it to the kids. And there's another one to match. The next thing that we can do is the beginning of a mouth. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're just learning how to draw facial features in proportion with a face. And then the next thing that we're going to do, because the gentleman in this time period, again, wore long hair and beards, we're going to begin the mustache, and we can just do a bunch of vertical stripes right over the lip. And then it's going to continue. We're going to give him hairless cheeks, and then we're going to bring this hair up into the hat. And then we'll just bring it all the way up. Same thing over here. We'll bring our hairline down for hairless cheeks. And we'll bring it up here. Now the next thing that we're going to do is begin to draw the hair. They have long hair. You can tell the kids they can draw straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, whatever they would like. And we're going to bring that all the way down to the end of the page. And this can take a few minutes, but this is where they can be creative. And we can give him a little beard here. And we'll fill it all in. And again, the biggest thing is we don't want any solid coloring. And I'll show you at the end why. We will bring our hair all the way down. Bring it up. And we'll keep going. We're almost there. All right. And when they are satisfied with how their hair looks, let's get it blended in a little bit. The next thing that we will do, we'll make sure we close our markers. Now we're going to use a Q-tip and a little cup of water. And this is the reasoning for not wanting to make anything a solid color, because this is where we can tell the kiddos that we're turning the marker into paint, like magic. We'll make sure our Q-tip is nice and wet, and then we'll go back over our marker lines and trace them, and you can see it's like it turns into paint. We'll go over our feather and bring it out and follow our lines over our hat band, our pattern. Keep your Q-tip wet, but not too wet that it starts to tear the paper. And if the side gets too bad, then you can just flip it over to the other side. So again, we're just gonna follow our lines. And then just bring it all the way down. Make sure we do our mouth, give our mouth some color here. And we're almost done. And then when they're happy with their final project here, we can have them cut out our portrait. Again, this is why we don't want the paper to be too saturated, so not too heavy-handed with the water, but just enough to make it look like it has turned into a type of watercolor paint. We will have them cut our portrait out. And we'll come all the way down, and then we will bring over our piece of black construction paper. We'll take our glue stick and follow around the edges. And flip it over, and then we can glue it on. And that is the intermediate portrait for Da Vinci's time. Thanks so much.